Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Mizzle. You watching my channel, Mizzle 14, and I'm here doing a review of Insecure Season 3, Episode 8. This is season finale. I enjoyed this season. I just feel like it just was too short and too quick. It was really good. It's starting to get in this groove, and it just ends. So we have to wait till a whole new season to find out what's exactly the continuation, what's going on with it. Insecure was really good. It gets you thinking and talk about real life situations, real life issues, real life thing drama, and it's in 30-minute sections. So I just feel like I said in other videos, I wish this thing was longer episodes. We're gonna keep it 30 minutes, having more episodes, or do short episodes with hours time slots. But it seemed like there's no control over the stations and how much time slot they're gonna give the show and stuff like that. So I just feel like it should be more, but let's do into this episode. Now, we gonna know Issa is trying to work with this block party thing, trying to get sponsors. So she's going to sponsors, different venues and stuff, talking about the thing, and they was all getting pushbacks to keep saying no, keep saying no. And that's a process. Not everything's gonna go peachy clean to you. Not everything gonna be smooth. It's like with me, my process, like when I was going to school for school counseling, and I thought I was like, I was going to school for school counseling, I don't get my master's, I don't get a job, I'll be going to high school. I had a whole vision since high school and going to college and after grad school and all that stuff. I had a vision. This is what happened, because it happened. After I got my degree and everything, I went to job interviews and stuff like that. I was getting no's. And I was getting interviews, don't get me wrong, but I was getting no's. And because the point is get discouraged, because it was like I worked all this hard time for something that I really want, but I'm getting pushback. And I just keep going until I find a good job. Not in the school, but something else, customer service field and stuff like that, hospitality field, and I'm liking it. So it's like, at least I have something to fall back on if it just doesn't happen. But it just, I feel Issa, like sometimes when you want something so bad and you're just getting rejections, it's hard, but sometimes that rejections makes you stronger. And it makes your life lesson to push on, to push forward, and not lose focus. Maybe it's not the right time at this time, but when you get more help, when you get more people, when you get more connections and stuff like that, things will fall into place. And that's how it was for Issa. So it was like, it's just keep it back burner for now. She didn't know. She said it's hard. She looked like she was going to give up with it. She going to get over it. She can't do it with this right anymore. It's way harder than you thought. And Nathan made it seem like it's so easy. And that's that. So she met up with Molly, and they talk about her 30th birthday parties, Issa's 30th birthday, and she want to get surprised. So Molly had a surprise for her. She didn't want to tell Issa what surprise is. Issa tried to guess and was going to take her to Mexico. She said, no, that's not going to happen. And then Molly was talking about the thing and how, yeah, she got this thing and the case and everything, and worked with Tori, and Tori was upset that I went behind his back and did this. And Issa suggested maybe she's talking up with Tori and talk it out with him, make it work with him, work it out. So you're doing, because you don't want to keep stepping over each other's toes and act like it's okay. And what you do, what you gotta do, but sometimes you gotta be humble yourself and do what you gotta do, and work forward from that. But don't step on anybody's toes. So I guess Molly could take that situation in warning. Now we did get a scene where Issa, because Issa told Molly that she's looking for a job, and Molly said, "Did you got a job now?" She said, "Yeah, but I need something more and everything, something my passion to do more amount of time." So remember that beat crew that she was admiring when they did that job interview fair for her company, her old company, We Got Job, before she quit. She was looking at that and she got the information. So I was like, maybe she's gonna get an interview, she gonna go to that thing. So she did an interview with the beat crew with the same guy who she talked to before, and they had a conversation. They discussed, and he said he don't know how his budget gonna be, but he gonna let her know and stuff like that. So hopefully next season we find out if she got the job or not. But it seems like it's hopeful, and she's kind of excited about it and everything, and because that's more her line of passion. Work with children with the artistic background and stuff. It seems like she has a lot of artistic mind and music and everything. So I think that would be more her alley. So hopefully that works out for her. So she'd be happy and sincere and center her life. Get her life back together. Now, we get Lawrence. Lawrence met up with his father. And I guess his father bought him a cell phone so he could work on his cell phone, put some apps on. It's like, back in the day, you don't know the technology, so you actually your youngest generation to do the technology for you, just like my mom's like. She got a nice little cell phone that I got her, and then every second she keep calling me about some things about how you work this, how you do this, how you do that. And I just had to do it, explaining to her the things like that. But sometimes they don't understand, but they still love the phone, so that's how it is. So I understand how she's coming from. So Lawrence was setting it up, and then Lawrence and his father was asking how's relationship going, how's life going, how's dating, and Lawrence said it's okay, it's going okay, a lot of stuff, but he just said every time we go out on a date and everything, it just hard because people like some people are divorced, this or that. He said it's not everything gonna be peachy clean. Everything's not gonna be what you think it'll be. You sometimes it takes work. Your mom and I work for hard and everything. He said, yeah, when I see your mom, you and my mom is like it's so easy, stuff like that. He said it was never easy that long time. We work hard for our marriages. We take it and we compromise, we work and we talk to each other and we build on that. It never was easy, so don't make it seem like it's got it easy. Sometimes it takes work, it takes determination, it takes courage, it takes the time to build with someone. So if you want to get with someone on a date, you got to put in the work. And he said a lot of these days people don't want to put in the work. They just want that, relationship, this, that. We get married, we have kids, and like that. And then all of a sudden you skipping the steps by rushing. And he told her it's not rush. You got to take time in relationships. So if you meet somebody who divorced before, you meet somebody who have a kid or something like that. I mean, granted, if you got your standards, whether you don't want to date with somebody who got kids, you don't want to date with somebody who's been divorced before or something like that. But that's limited to your options. So when you do get the potential people, you can't be so picky and stuff like that. So that's what his father was getting at. And I guess his Lord is taking that to the heart about that. He said, you know what, I need to work it out. So Molly was at the office, and then the partner was saying, "You got to go talk to her assistant." She said, "Where's Tori?" He said, "Tori is sitting down with the partners. I'm talking about things, and they need you at the office." So she said, "Okay." She went there, and she met with the two partners, and they said they got the Metro deal. So that's the case. So they're very excited about that. That's a big client they're gonna have, and they want Molly and Torian to co-counsel the case. And Molly said, what? You co-counsel? That means we both taking the lead on that. It's not like I'm working under him. It's like, he said, no, yeah, we'll co-counsel. Molly is excited about that because she said, okay, this is a good chance because she did what she got to do. She went behind his back. She did it. And they looking and they impressed about her performance. But Tori, on the other hand, does not like that because he was like, listen, like, we're supposed to be working together. And then you're supposed to be working under my case with me, helping me. And then you went behind my back and did the freaking presentation, and now you co-counseling and co-leading this case with me. So Tori doesn't like that, and so I said this gonna come back about to bite her ass, and it's gonna be karma against her because she was stepping on people's toes, do what she gotta do, being selfish, think about herself, and not think about the others. Now we get to Molly came to get Issa because Issa's gonna take Issa to her surprise party or birthday event that she planned. And here come walking Nathan. I said, oh, now we see Nathan. We didn't see Nathan the whole freaking last 2 episodes. Something he just ghosted on her, and now we seeing that he just come and walk down with flowers like it was all good all tomorrow and everything. So Molly saw her. She said, hold up. That's a good friend that she is. She was like, hold up, what you doing here? He said, I came to see Issa. And she said, you been going for a month. I said, damn, it was a month? Damn, you ghosted for a month? And now you want to come back and say everything's so good? No, she's good. She don't want to talk to you. She don't need you. It's her birthday. You don't need to distress her birthday. Whatever. I take the flowers. And that's it. Now, I don't think she took the flowers. He went back. He said, go along. Go along. She needs to talk to you. But now I said that's when Molly messed up because even though she looking at her friend and she got every good intentions, but she should have had told Issa right then and there, or told Issa at the thing and say, I saw Nathan or everything, all that stuff. But she waited and they wouldn't tell her. So I said, that's going to be bothering her ass. I was like, yes, you're being a friend, but at the same time, maybe Issa needed to talk to Nathan to get closure about what happened. She needs to talk to him. Like, even though you upset for your girlfriend and you want to protect your girlfriend and all that stuff like that, but sometimes you don't know exactly what your girlfriend wants. Now, if you would have talked to her and said, I saw Nathan or stuff, and said, oh, do you want to call Issa and say, oh, Nathan coming down the street or something like that, maybe Issa probably will tell you. But you went along behind her back and did what you got to do and took Nathan away and didn't tell her. And that's not good. Now, they was at the they went to the club, not the club, to a like a open field gathering. They were gonna watch The Last Dragon. Now, my name comes from the actor from The Last Dragon. My name is Tom Mack, but I was like, when the actor's name is Tom Mack, so I was like, oh shit, that's my name. So they went to see The Last Dragon. It was a nice open field. It's good like a movie day. I guess it was like a weekly festival kind of thing around that time that they would show different cultures and everything, and it was nice. And to sit down, it's like a Will's movie type thing, but it's sitting on the plane, you're sitting in the park with your own blankets and your own food and stuff like that. Had concession stands so you could get some snacks. And it was a nice little feel. And it was a good little 30th birthday because it's honoring, I guess she's around 30. She grew up watching the movie. She loved the movie and stuff like that. So Kelly was there with her hair just like the freaking one of the actors. It was like, oh my gosh, girl. She was there, all that stuff. Kelly's just like crazy as usual. Tiffany was not there. And they would say, what's going on with you and Tiffany? And Kelly's not mad anymore because Tiffany made Kelly the godmother. She said, oh, when she died, I'm going to get the baby. I said, no, the husband get the kid. And she said, oh, that's how that works? She said, I don't need no kids then. Shit, look at my first one. I was like, Kelly, you're too much. And then she said she's cool and everything. And she was like, oh, and they would say, what happened to you, this guy? And she said, who? They said the one for Coachella, the one you was messing with. She said, oh, I had to let him go. He was doing too much for me. I was a Kelly girl. And she said, she was looking around, she said, oh, I see a lot of people out thinking fucking with, oh, that's they all come to come and haunt me and shit like that. I said, Kelly. And she said, she saw somebody, a guy in the dressing side, she said, fuck you, Contrail. Fuck you, Contrail. And the guy was looking at her and stuff like that. She said, ooh. Oh, that ain't Contrail, my bad. Oh, she said, oh, but he's cute. Oh, he was on that stage. She said, hey, boo, what you gonna do? What you do? I was like, Kelly. Kelly is too much. Right. So, Lawrence saw Molly and Issa at the event, and he was there too. He said he meeting with his friend Chad and another guy, so like that. Chad and his homeboys, so like that. And they go sit down and talk. And they say, cool. They want to sit down. Lawrence went to see his boys. Now, Lawrence went to the thing, and then all of a sudden, Chad revealed that him and Leah got back together. She forgave him, and now they're cool now. And he said, yo, how she took your cheating ass back? He said, well, I had to put a lot of work. I had to do this. I had to beg. I stuff like that. And the guy said, oh, no, he didn't. He had to beg, forgive, cry, all that stuff. Did everything that she wanted to do for her to forgive him, to take him back. And I see, hey, she took him back after she cheated on her, and it was work. He had to put in the work to make her forgive him or trust him enough to make it work again. So it put in Lawrence's mind that, you know what, maybe he should give this whatever he doing a try, and maybe he shouldn't turn down the offer dating with the girl who been divorced and stuff like that, because he is so into this like self-righteous. He got to know everything. So people got to be perfect for him, and nobody's perfect. So when he found his best friend who cheated on his fiance and wife at the time, she took him back. Maybe he has a chance. So I was like, okay, that's good. Chad's still funny as hell, but at least he got back with Leah with his own version of way. Until his friend blew his spot. He said no, he was begging and pleading and all that stuff. He had to keep lying and all, forgetting, saying sorry, all that stuff. Until she tried to take him back. I said, okay. Now, this is another thing that Marty does when she jumped the gun and she do things rash and she don't think about anything. So, she was on the line, and then she saw Jared. Jared was the guy that she was seeing, and then they was cool and everything. She fucked them, had sex, and they had the sexual intentions and stuff like that. But she ended with him because they were talking about past stories and past things, and he revealed that he had experimented with one of the guy friends he had before. And she said she did something like that before, like that, but it's different. She said, I don't want to see my man, even though it was in the past, concept of he dating with a guy, even though it was in the past and all that stuff. He did something with a guy, so it makes it was forever gay for me. So she cut it off because he had the past experience with a guy. And he experiment just like guys experiment sometimes when they're young, women experiment sometimes they're young. Doesn't make you gay, doesn't make you a lesbian or stuff like that. Because he did something, she couldn't get over that. So she ended that relationship. Well, that could be potentially a good person for her, but she ended that because she couldn't get over that. Because Molly had a set list of who she likes and want to be perfect, and she comparing and she was doing the checklist, and if it doesn't match her checklist, she cuts you off, and like she does. So when she was going and she was talking to him, they was reminiscing, they talking, it was like kind of awkward a little bit, but they had a little small talk. And then a guy came and he said, "Hey, how you doing?" Now, automatically Molly jumped the gun and thought they was together. She thought, "Oh, sorry, you know what? Good. God." Walked back, told Issa and everything. He said, "Oh, girl, remember who I met, Jerry?" She said, "Oh, the guy." She said, "Yeah, but yo, he came with his whole new boyfriend and gay. I told you he was gay. I told my intuition was right. I knew something was up and all that stuff." Now she said, "Oh, okay." So they got sat down. Lawrence came and gave Issa a candy, to something that Issa likes. And Issa said, "Oh, thank you," and that stuff. And they had a little small talk, and they talked about things, about the project and stuff. And she said it's harder than she thought, but she'll work on it and keep pushing it. And they had a little small talk that he went out and leave and gone. Now Kelly came back. She said, "Oh, girl, I was right. That was Contrail. And now we together." I said, "How the fuck y'all together? You said fuck your Contrail. Then you thought it was a Contrail, and now y'all back together with Contrail. Like, Kelly, you is too much." She too much. They was like, huh. And then Jared came with his person like that. So when he came, they said, "Oh, hey, Jared, what's going on?" So all Issa Kelly thinking, oh, this must be the gay or something like that. Jared came, he introduced the guy that Molly thought that was his boyfriend as his brother. And then he introduced them to his girlfriend. I said, "Oh," so Molly feeling shitty, and Kelly was Issa looking around and said, "Oh," and Molly feeling dumb. I said, "You jumped the gun like always, bitch." And he wasn't gay. He liked women. He just had that one past experience, and that's it. I started to say, "Gosh, you could, girl." So that was that. Alright, so that was that. So we keep moving on from that. So after the whole birthday thing, they had a good time. They were enjoying. They were sitting and chilling and talking, right? Then we jump back into Molly thing with the case. Now you see how things is calmer for Molly. Now, when Molly got there, she said she want to work so hard to get to the top, so hard to get to the top. So what she did is that before they do that, because before they had a meeting, it was some case. Tony was overstepping her and all that stuff, over talking over her, and she couldn't get her words in, and she felt some type of way about that. And they were congratulating Tori and accolading him and stuff like that. So she went to talk to the two ladies, the two other loyal ladies at the firm, and she tried to go with them and try to talk. And they say, "You know what? They break bread, they break the ice. Sorry." And they say, "You know what? Tori is like that. He don't have no modesty." They teaching him about modesty at his college, just like that. She said, "Oh, good. I thought I was the only one." So then Molly went to go talk to and break bread, just like that, and say, "You know what? I felt like I wanted to make team. I want to work with you in the case." And they said it was all cool. Now when it came to part of working, she saw her opportunity to work with Tori because Tori got that case and everything. So she decided to ditch the girls to work with Tori. It's like that. So the girls saw that and was like, "Oh, okay, this is how it is, right?" Now since Molly thinking went behind Tori back when they was to do the presentation together, they was working together, and then Tori had to do something. He had to push it back. He said, "No, let's work it out." She went behind his back and did the presentation. They was pleased with that. Now they made co-counsel. Now Tori doesn't like that because she did some sneaky stuff. So what he did, and she said, she did the same thing that the girls did to her. Like, "You know what? I have some time. Let's work together. Let's do something." And Molly cut them off and ditched them for the guy. And now what she wanted to do, the thing that she said, "Let's sit down and discuss the thing and work on some ideas." He said, "Nope, you go ahead, you take the case." And he said, "What? That's how it is?" She said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna work in this other case. So you good, you get the bookshot case, you go ahead, you go do that." So he said, "Oh, okay." So he went in the office And she's find out the case Tori was working with is with the two ladies that she ditched for him. I said, oh shit, said Molly feeling like, so he's like, oh, they said this and that. He said, oh yeah, we cool, guys. And they all looking at her like, oh, are you gonna leave? And so Marty felt dritty because now Carmen bite her ass because now nobody want to work with you. You cut the rope. You could have had no allies with the female partners, but you cut them for Torian, and now you played Torian, and now Torian played you to go back to the girls that you had ditched. See how Carmen is with you now? So now nobody want to work with you now, and so you could be in the top. You could be the cutthroat partner, and nobody want to care for you because you kind of shitted on them when you was with them as colleagues. So you can't do that. Sometimes some feel like that when you're supposed to work together, even though you do have the individual accolades to be to the top, stuff like that, but you still have to help each other out. You still be working there for each other, giving advice for each other. But you stepping on each other's toes is not going to help your cause, Molly. And that's exactly what it is. Now she got to bite her own medicine because now she realized that the people's not working with her and they ditched her. Now she's all alone. And so you want to break the cycle of your old job, and now you got the cycle broken. You gonna do what you. Now you're all alone by yourself. Now who can you lean to? Who can you work with? Because you kind of burned bridges with all the people you was working with. All right. Now so Molly and Issa was talking and everything, and they had a good conversation, good thing, and all that stuff. And then Molly blew it up a little bit. That she said, "Oh, I saw Nathan." It's like that. She said, Issa said, "What? You saw Nathan?" She said, when? She said, oh yeah, good time when I was trying to pick you up to go to the event. So like that. Oh wait, backtrack before that. Issa went to see the lady who was at Tiffany baby shower because I guess at Tiffany baby shower she was coordinating Tiffany's thing. She was there. She was the coordinator of the event. So Issa went to talk to the girl and talk about things, and they kind of click off, and they met up later on and bounced ideas. And Issa was telling her, I had this thing, and she said, congratulations that you put it together and everything. She said, how did it make it work? She said it wasn't easy, but consistency made it work and everything. And Issa wanted to take advice for her, so they met up and they had cool contact. They made a connection, networking, and they go work together for the thing. And that same lady is the one that Lawrence was talking about because she was divorced. And Lawrence said they want to date with somebody divorced. And the father said, give it a try. You don't never know. So they had a conversation. They talking. And it looked like they had Lawrence and her had a date. So that's what I forgot. But that what it was. Now it gave Issa a chance to work on her thing again. And now that she got an ally, she got somebody to network it. It could build her thing. Like I said earlier, when you take time to meet new people, when you get connections, it could open more doors for you. With the opportunities when you got that nose, it could turn into yeses when you reach out and you do more work, so you be persistent and you open out. So that's what it worked out for Issa for that point. Now back to the thing when I was talking about Molly and Issa that day. When she revealed that she saw Nathan, so Issa was like, "What? You saw him when?" She said, "Oh, when he came to look, get you, I turned away and everything. It was no big thing." He's like, "How do you come over here and try and talk to you after all?" She said, "You had no right to do that because I wanted to talk to him." She said, girl, chill out like that. I was helping you. She said, listen, no, it's like, I saved you a heartache and saved you a break. She said, no, you think I could be able to handle this myself? This is exactly what I go for you, Molly. It's like you always make a decision. Your decision's not always right. Your decisions, your intuitions, you cut off people. That's not good. She said, girl, he ghosted you or something like that. So you should have cut off. I can't do that like you. You should have told me. It's like that. I appreciate you being there for me. I appreciate you being my girl. You stepping up looking out for me. But you should have told me. And then I would look out for you. She said, I didn't want you to mess up your birthday. But you already messed it up by not even telling me because I needed that. I probably wanted to talk to him. And that's how I was telling y'all earlier in the video. It's like, Issa probably needed to want to talk to Nathan and see if they could closure for him. So for Molly kind of prevented her opportunity for that at the time and not telling her, it's like it created a rift. Now Issa's upset because like, listen, I can't do what you got to do. I can't be cutting people off. I need to know things. I need to get this thing. She said, how you was acting last time. I said, I saved you the time. I said, it's not your thing to tell me what I do. It's not your thing to make the decision for me. I can make the decision for me. So like that stuff. As you said, this is exactly what you do with your job and like that. You make it to the top. Then when you get to the top, who gonna be work with you? It's now it makes feel like Lorati realized like, no, I fucked up because like Issa was upset and she telling her the truth. Like, yes, You doing all this extra stuff. You do the same thing you do with your potential man. Like, they do something, you didn't like, you cut them off. I can't do that. I need to find closure and let me handle this. It's like that. You is not always right. Your decision is not always right. And this is forced to you. You need to fix that. And then you at this job and all everything talk about how everybody gets you, all that stuff like that. But it's you. You being selfish. And because of selfishness, it's going to lead you to be alone. Because when you get to the top, when you get up here, who going to be there for you? And when you make partner, nobody going to be there for you. You going to be alone. And that's what you want? I said, oh, Issa's upset. Issa have a right, everyone feel right to feel that way. Because that's what Issa chance to do that. Because, yes, whatever, you mad for your girlfriend because he ghosted your girlfriend. Yes, you got it right. But you can't make a decision for your friend. You need to ask your friend what does actually want. And does she want to close it for Nathan? Maybe you should have told Issa right then and there. But no, don't tell her late. And then you was not going to tell her. You blurted it out. You thought she was going to be okay with it because you made the decision. No, she was not okay with that. Now, we finally got Issa and Nathan to meet up. Now, before that, Molly called. Because after when she found out about the partners working together, then she felt like alone. She got that mind that she called Adrian, the Asian guy. And he had his hair long now. I said, oh, looking nice. He had his hair long. He was playing the game. You saw Nathan walking in the house, all that stuff. So he said, what's up? And she said, call her. She came and apologized to him. She said, you know, I was tripping and realized sometimes my decision is not always right. And I always don't make the best decision at the time. So I want to apologize to you and her stuff. So, but maybe a little too late. But he was hearing her out. But he wasn't saying much. He just was listening. And I said, that's the consequence you got to deal with. Sometimes people don't want to deal with you after you cut them off. Sometimes it be a quick little thing afterwards. Sometimes it's not. It's like, what more can he say? You apologize now. We're going to see next season if he decided to forgive you or make it work with you, or it's time to move on. But you did what you said what you had to say. He probably fed up by the time, and you don't know. So she don't have nothing else to blame. Now we get to see when Issa and Nathan, and they was talking, and Nathan was nervously, because Issa was sitting there, and you know how sometimes a woman's sitting there staring at you, and you try to explain yourself, sometimes you get nervous. So Nathan was nervously, and he seemed like a cool dude and everything. He's nervously explaining himself. He said, I went back to Houston, I had a bad time, I had a bad headspace, I was negative, and I didn't really take that on you, so I kind of ghosted and just cut you off and kind of just stay to myself and then communicate with you. So she said you were gone because you was going and stopped talking to me because you had a bad mood, and basically that would sound like it. And I say it sucks that happened, but a lot of people does that. I was feeling somebody that I was dating, then all of a sudden it just cut off because they was going through some things and had a bad headspace, whatever, and it's time to cut communication. I said you can't do that to people and expect people to be or come back or because you say you're in a bad headspace, you was in a negative space, so you can't talk to you right now. So I decided so you all good. Everything's cool with me when you in a good space, but when you're in a bad space, but we should be working this out, or I could be there for you, you cut off. So that's going to be a pattern you can keep doing. And if I let that happen all the time, that's just something you're going to keep festering, and I can't deal with that. So Issa said she needs to think about it. She don't know right now. He said, hopefully we can get together again or something like that. She just let him go because at the same time, like, you ghosted for a month because you in the bad headspace and you was negative and you had things going on, you in a bad mood, so you cut her off for a whole month. You could have at least told her when you first had a bad mood. She said, Issa, I'm sorry, I'm going back to Houston right now. I'm in negative spaces like that. I'm going to, so instead of ghosting her, you had no communication. You could have told her all that. Maybe she would have been okay, forgiving and all that stuff. But you just started to cut off, and then you come back with that excuse that, oh, you was in a bad mood or stuff like that. So you did. That's why you decided to cut communication off. I don't like that because at the same time, we supposed to be good friends or we supposed to be good partners or something, spouses or stuff like that. I think I should be there with the good times and the bad times. When you in a bad mood or you need something you need to talk to, come to me. But don't cut me off like that and expecting me to be okay when you come back when you in a good mood. It's not all, you can't be with me all the time when you're in a good mood. You need to be with me when you're good and bad so we can work on it together. So that's how I feel. So Issa decided to let him go, and she come in her house, fix her house up, and be good and sit in her house couch and drink a drink, and that's the end of the episode. And I feel like it's at the time it's like Issa needs to get her life back. She needs to get her control back. She be bouncing relationship, bouncing men between men, and she need to be on alone. So I guess that cleaning up is like a new beginning for her, a new cleansing for her. It's like sometimes we have a good house and you feel good about your own home. Maybe yourself will be good. And I guess it's a symbolic for me when she did that cleaning. It's like she cleaning up the mess and making it better for her so she could be relaxed and have a peaceful mind. And maybe hopefully next season we find out if she does forgive Nathan. But right now, it's look like it is what it is. But I was Insecure. It was a good season. I can't wait for next season to come back. We'll continue to review Insecure when it comes back. And I'll talk to you all later. Peace.